I have some very strong opinions about this year's Food and Wine Festival at Epcot, and nobody's talking about it. Hi friends, Laura Kromzak here with the Disney Slowdown, and I am upset. I am completely upset at this year's Food and Wine Festival, and I can't believe that nobody is saying a thing about what's happening. If you're unfamiliar, Epcot has 4 festivals throughout the year, and each festival has some kind of a food crawl, which is a challenge where you buy 5 of the 8 to 10 items on their list, and then after purchasing those items, you get a stamp in your book, then you go and you redeem your stamps for a prize. The prize is always at World Showcase, and it's always something sweet. Let's start with the Festival of the Holidays. That's got the cookie stroll. You go and you buy 5 different cookies, and you go to World Showcase and you redeem your 5 stamps for, in the past it was another cookie, and they also gave you a little cup of soft serve and a really cute little souvenir cup. Last year they actually gave us our own cookie mix, which we haven't even made those cookies yet. I guess we need to do those in November. It's fine, I'm sure it's fine. Then you move on to Festival of the Arts. That's the wonderful walk of colorful cuisine, which is code for everything sweet, because they're using a lot of different food coloring. And what's easy to color? Whipped cream and buttercream and cream cheese and anything like that, but it's all sweet stuff. We've never even completed that one because there wasn't anything on there that we were super excited about. Definitely not 5 items. And then again, the prize is some kind of sweet item. And let me tell you, eating 5 or 6 sweet items while you're walking around Disney, like I need some protein, I need some savory. This year is the first year in 3 years that we've been pass holders where we've been able to complete the Flower and Garden Graze. That one is all plant-based items, and for the most part it has been sweet, but this year they finally improved their Impossible meat items, and there were 4, I think, savory items on the Garden Graze, so we actually completed it twice. I completed it once by myself. I did bring at least 1 item home to share with friends, but I got the treat and I got to eat that all by myself. That was delightful. And then I brought Samara back and we completed it again with some same items, but other items that we wanted to try. That was exciting because we'd never completed the Garden Graze before. Then you get to Food and Wine, which is Emil's Fromage Montage, a cheese crawl. That should be a savory crawl. The past 2 years, it has been a savory crawl, but this year, they've removed almost every savory item. I don't know where these items went or why they didn't put anything else on there. We've got all kinds of sweet stuff, but they've limited the amount of items that are even on the cheese crawl. There's only 8 items on the cheese crawl. I mean, 9 if you count the raclette, because you can either get it with ham or without ham. So they're counting that as 2 items, but it's the same stuff. So you have the raclette and the schneckelnudeln, which has been on there for the past 3 years, which I'm not opposed to, but those are really the only savory items you have. You do have the pao de queijo, which we tried last year. Wasn't that great? Honestly, this year we probably should have just bit the bullet and gotten that one, because griddled cheese is covered in honey. Then there's 3 different cheesecakes, and the pumpkin mascarpone ravioli we had last year with some friends. I thought it was more savory, but it wasn't. It was sweet, and I was very upset. Because after you eat your way through all this sweet cheese stuff, then you go and you get your redemption, and it's a cup of key lime and cheesecake soft serve. There was no little cheesecake cube on top like the allergy menu says they're supposed to be. I don't know what happened with that. They dusted it with some really fine graham cracker crumbs, which, just word to the wise, don't inhale, because I got it all up in my sinuses. And the first time that we went there to redeem it. I was so excited that we had completed it and I was going to get that key lime. I didn't even realize that there was no green swirl. We get back, it was raining, so we went over to where we were sitting. We found a place in Canada where the Kid Cot's at, and I start eating it and I'm like, where's the lime? I went back and I voiced my displeasure. I was polite, but I was firm. Like, if they don't have the key lime pie because they screwed it up, which is what happened to us, when was that? I think it was Flower and Garden. They had this trio of soft serve and candy and stuff. Well, somebody failed to put the strawberry in the ice cream machine. They put the bubble gum in there instead, and we ended up with bubble gum, and that crap was nasty. But they should have told us, something would happen with the machine and we only have cheesecake. I would not have gotten my redemption. I would have waited. But now I've got 2 of them. I got 2 cups. This food crawl should be savory. And I went through this book since I've been home. There are 16 items in this book that are savory and cheesy that could have gone on the cheese crawl. Now, if you remove the 2 from Mexico and 1 from France, because I've never seen a popular food booth on any kind of a food crawl. They're trying to get people to go to some of the other booths. Fine, take those 3 things off. You still have 13 savory, cheesy items that could go on here instead of 3 different freaking cheesecakes. Cha! The worst part is, we can go multiple days, and we had 2 days that we could complete the cheese crawl this trip, and we're planning on going back in November, although now I don't know if I will. So we're going to go multiple days, but if it's your one-time trip, it's going to be very difficult to be able to complete the cheese crawl by yourself or with one other person with all this sweet stuff. You should be able to munch your way around the world eating savory, cheesy goodness, and then finish up with your reward, which is the key lime pie cheesecake soft serve. Delightful. No, Disney has screwed it up. And now, I can't even recommend that you do the cheese crawl this year. If you have 4 or more people in your party, then yeah, you probably could pull it off. Everybody choose something off of the cheese crawl and then choose one other item. You could share it and everybody get to try a bite. That's probably doable. But if you're just there by yourself or you're there with just one other person, I'm telling you, it's hard to eat all that sweet stuff and then go and get another sweet ice cream item. I'm upset. I think Disney has done a huge disservice to cheese lovers everywhere. I think they are neglecting all the other items at the other food booths that could go on here. And the funny thing is, Communicore Hall has been, since it's opened, there's this booth called Festival Favorites. Well, because Disney has done this summer for kids and they turned Communicore Hall into this big goofy playhouse, they've taken that Festival Favorites and it's now like Goof and Go or Goof and Grab or something like that. It's not even in the book, but there's macaroni and cheese bites, and I think they have like pizza ravioli and maybe cookies and cream ravioli. I did count the mac and cheese bites and the pizza ravioli as part of the 13 items, but they're not even in this book, which makes no sense to me. Why would that not be here when it is a festival booth? I don't know what's going on at Disney. They have up and lost their minds. Honestly, this summer we have seen a lot more characters, a lot more things that are bringing families in, and I've said it from the beginning. I think that is Disney's response to Epic Universe opening. Epic Universe opened up with a ton of character interactions and they've been fabulous. And we're seeing a bunch of different merch at Disney from movies and IPs that we've never seen before. They're bringing out way more items, all these new characters. They're trying to bring these families in. And now I heard yesterday that they're continuing the Florida resident tickets. It's like $70 a day for the 3 other parks, not Magic Kingdom. Magic Kingdom has got the parties going on right now. But to get a single day ticket to Epcot, Hollywood, and Animal Kingdom for $70 a day, like, that's dirt cheap, because our base price for Florida tickets has been like $119, and I don't think that's much lower than anybody else has been getting. I think this is in direct response to Epic Universe opening, and unfortunately, I think Disney is doing so many things wrong. It's like a knee-jerk reaction, and they have screwed up my cheese crawl. Yes, I have videos of our cheese crawl. I have videos of other items that we ate and things that we did at the other parks. I still have our 4-park in one day that we did back in June. I haven't edited those videos. It's all coming. I've got lots of content, but I just had to get on here. I have been very upset since last week when we discovered this cheese crawl was screwed up, and I can't believe that no other vlogger has said anything about it. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Maybe it's because they eat everything and I don't. I go in there specifically to eat certain items. I don't know. But honestly, everybody gave rave reviews for another booth, and you'll see in our video, that thing was salty. It was so salty. I couldn't believe that it was Flavors from Fire. That's what it was. The Rodizio style grilled beef skewer. Everybody was like, oh my gosh, these are so great. And we ate them and they were so salty. I'm like, do these people not have taste buds, or am I broken? Maybe it's me. I don't know. The people that I used to count on to tell me like if things were actually worth the money, I don't know that I can trust them anymore. And it's disappointing. It really is disappointing. I think we were only able to eat about 10 items in the 2 days. I mean, the food's heavy. It was hot. We were busy. And again, with all that sweet stuff, it's not refreshing. That's my warning to you about any food festival that Epcot has. When you try to do the food crawl and get your redemption, the redemption is always going to be something sweet. It's usually going to be based around ice cream, so be prepared to eat that. And bring containers. You can always buy stuff, put it in a container, carry it around your park bag. I almost bought 2 of the Schneckelnudeln because it's like, okay, we're back here in Germany and the Alps booth, so why not just go ahead and get the baked mac and cheese, basically, put it in a container and save it for later. We probably should have just gotten the pão de queijo at Brazil and just put it in our bag. We ended up with the pineapple cheesecake, and I put that in a container because there was no way in the world I was going to be able to eat that. And I brought it home and ate it at home. Seriously. It lasted, it stayed, and it was tasty, but like it really wasn't something that I wanted to eat, which is disappointing. So that's my rant. Thanks for tuning in. And I will have more videos coming that are, more upbeat and happy. And as always, if you have not subscribed to my channel, would you please do that? That tells YouTube that my content is valuable and they will push it out to more people. I appreciate you. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you on my next video.